Welcome back to another fascinating episode of the Ab Files. I'm joined once again by my good friend and brother, Daniel.
What?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? Dude, good to be back. Good to be back.
You made it
Camp.
back in one piece.
Yeah, we did. We just got back from camping. Camping. My son and I went camping for the first time. He did great. I didn't. Like, because I didn't want to like go glamping. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
air mattress and all. Like next
With a
time I
Starbucks
will.
right down the street.
Yeah, we're not we just roughed it out, sleeping bag. We had one of those like sleeping pads,
Uh-huh.
and we slept on that. But man, I did not sleep. I feel like I'm so over it, dude. I'm
So
over that.
so what everyone's wondering is now, okay, did you see Bigfoot or did you see like a chupacabra? Any skinwalkers? Give us the
No,
lowdown.
not on this trip. Not on this trip. We
No.
weren't. I wouldn't say. See, I feel like if we went like Appalachia camping, yes, we would see bears and all that stuff. We were just right in like 30 minutes away. You can't go into the middle of nowhere in 30 minutes.
No.
I mean, not even around here, not even if you tried. So, I feel like I would still say there's some wilderness in Maryland left, but not much. Not much. You're pretty much at least 30 minutes away from a big city at any point in Maryland.
Mm.
So no, man, no skinwalkers, no Bigfoot, no bears, no sleep. That's for damn sure.
Like did you hear anything weird like that while you were up there or no?
Nah, not
No.
even crickets.
No? Well,
No,
that's kind
not
of weird. You don't. There's
yeah.
no nightlife. What happened?
Well,
There's
well, no.
something's out
I
there
you
watching
you
you.
heard the sounds of the night.
Uh huh.
You heard the crickets and possibly squirrels running through the leaves. I mean, it could have been chupacabra, but I'm assuming it was squirrels. It wasn't intimidating enough of a noise um, to warrant me to light my torch and run outside and chase after it. So
Get back, you hell spawn.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't do that. I wanted to keep it calm, cool, collected for Alexander, so he can at least want to go camping next time.
But
Maybe
inside you're
next
like,
time.
what is that?
Yeah, like don't you go to sleep. You know, that's me. But the good thing
Yeah.
is, even though I was like, let's just try to get a good night's sleep. He passed out real quick. I
Yeah.
didn't. It took. I think I'm still awake. So
Did
yeah, it was glorious.
is that the first time you guys went camping?
Yes,
Oh, that's
that was
cool.
the first time. Yep, we went out, bought a tent, all that good stuff. Um, and yeah, man, it was good. It was a good experience, I think, for him.
What
Even though
weapons
we
did you
woke
guys
up and
take?
it was like 40 fucking degrees,
Oh yeah, I know it's fun
so
going out
cold.
there.
Because I don't know about you, man. I can't sleep with my head covered. I get
Mm.
claustrophobic. I get like I want to suffocate myself. So I can't sleep with my head covered. So halfway through the night, the temperature just dropped and I was freezing my ass off. So, but yeah, man. And also, our sleeping bags. So here's a tip. Here's a tip, guys. Listen, when you're camping and it's on a slight slant, the tent area, right? You want to go north and south, not sideways like we did, because I kept like
Not northwest,
sliding.
by
Yeah,
southeast.
yeah,
you know.
I kept sliding away, and I was just so frustrated because there's no grip. They don't make grippy sleeping bags, So I just kept sliding. I tried to get comfortable through the night, and every time I moved, I just slid more and more and more. I'm like, this is stupid. So
Kind of like Simpsons of like the episode or something.
yeah, pretty much, pretty
Yeah,
much. But
Simpsons
now,
episode.
everything's good. I think we learned our lesson, and now we know what to bring and what we can and can't do. Or what we because you pack for all the possibilities, right? It's better to overpack than underpack. The
Yeah, I
one
mean,
thing,
they say it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
yep, like a
It
winter
is.
jacket.
Yeah, you got to pack like a man.
It was a funny because I asked Holly, I was like, "Is his winter jacket still hanging up in the laundry room?" She's like, "Yep." I was like, "Damn." So I had to like layer him up with my sweatshirts and stuff. So that was the only thing we missed.
That's
Other
all
than
right.
that, it was great.
He'll it's experience for him, makes him tougher.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, that was
You gotta
my
explain to them. Be like, hey, 20 years ago, men didn't have jackets like this. They went
yeah.
outside in like short sleeve shirts and they sucked it up.
Or feelings. We didn't have
Yeah, right.
jackets or feelings.
Yeah.
We just did.
Yeah. You wearing this? Men didn't wear this. Only pussies wore these. Should you tell them?
Oh
Oh man.
man. But
I apologize if you can hear the dog barking. My dog is going nuts right now. I don't know
oh
why.
no, you're good,
Probably the
man.
mailman. No, there's no mail right now, but I don't know. Somebody's probably trying to break in the house.
Oh yeah, you're just chilling.
Into the
Like,
other.
can you give me an hour before you kill us? I gotta finish this up. We have deadlines.
Yeah, yeah. We
Jeez.
have deadlines. Doesn't mean we put a
Yeah,
producer on that time, but
exactly.
oh
But,
man, no. So
so yeah, what are we talking about today, bro? Or before we get to that, I always jump the gun on that.
oh no. Yeah, no, because I always always tend to forget too. Hey, if you guys are enjoying any of this, hit the like button,
Yeah,
hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, share. Hey, this was funny. This sucked. I
yeah,
didn't understand anything you guys were talking about.
exactly, exactly. You
What
know,
movie is this from?
yeah, please, please, man.
Something. Can you guys please stay on topic?
I
I
yeah,
don't know.
you guys ramble too much. When is the story?
I thought this was a channel of like cryptids and stuff. We're talking about camping.
Well, we are cryptic. We are cryptic in our delivery with our story.
You got to listen, or you're gonna
Yep,
miss
yep. It's elusive. The story's elusive. Like Bigfoot.
it. Right? Yeah.
It's
Uh,
enigmatic. But anyway, we're
this is the
here.
enigmatic podcast.
100%.
So on today's episode, we're gonna do kind of like a little series of unsolved, mysterious Hollywood murders.
Okay.
So on today's episode, we will take a small dive into one of Hollywood's most mysterious and maybe some say strangest unsolved murders. So the one that we're going to talk about is the unsolved case of a young woman who was later known as the Black Dahlia.
Hmm.
Yeah, you've heard of her, right?
I've heard you know, I've I've heard of her,
Or
but
you've heard of the case?
yeah, I've heard of the case. I really don't know too much about it. I know there's been a couple series, and I feel like every time the series was playing on TV, I always would jump in the middle, and I'd be like, "This, I didn't catch it from the start. I don't know anything about this case."
So, all right. So this has been something that's happened a long time. Obviously, it happened a long time ago, but it was they've like sprinkled it in kind of like DB Cooper, where they kind of like sprinkle it in in TV series and stuff like that, or like in a
Okay.
movie they might reference it, or oh this was similar, or I mean it's because it's been around for forever, but it's still unsolved.
Hmm. Okay.
Still unsolved.
So,
Spoiler report.
okay.
It's unsolved. They never found out.
And we're done. No. So what are the details? Is it a famous person, or is it like kind of like Black Dahlia is just another name for unsolved murders? Like what? Kind of like DB Cooper,
Like San Diego
San Diego.
has
Um.
another meaning.
Yeah. Like what was it? The first one? Was it? Why is it such a famous, I guess, case?
Um, I want to say because of what happened.
Okay.
That I mean,
Well,
you
we're
know
gonna
what?
get into it. We're gonna get into it.
We're gonna find out why.
Okay, man. Okay, I'm here for it. Let's do it, dude.
So, the Black Dahlia is one of the most infamous unsolved murder cases in American history. It centers on the brutal and mysterious murder of a young woman named Elizabeth Short, a 22-year-old aspiring actress. The case of the case has captivated the public's imagination for decades due to its gruesome nature, media sensationalism, and the numerous suspects and theories surrounding it. So after this happened, there was a bunch of suspects. There was actually quite a few theories, and a couple I didn't even. There was one that I didn't even know. about.
Okay.
'Cause I've heard of this before, and I kind of like got the basic story info on it just from over hearing stuff from years and years. But like looking into it, I didn't realize like some of the other stuff that happened.
Okay. So she was an aspiring actress.
Right.
Okay.
So Elizabeth Short was born on July 29th, 1924 in Boston, Massachusetts. Massachusetts. Got to say that right.
That's all right. In Massachusetts. Yeah.
Massachusetts. She
Massachusetts, guys. All right.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still trying to wake up, man.
No, you're good, man. Me too. So we're good.
So so she grew up during the Great Depression and her family faced financial hardships after her father left her. So her father abandoned her and the family when Elizabeth was just 6 years old. The family struggled financially, and Elizabeth's mother had to raise her and her sibling alone as a single mother. Elizabeth moved between different cities during her early years, including a stay in Florida with family and friends, due to her reportedly having respiratory issues due to the harsh Boston winter weather. She was known for her beauty, so apparently she was like really pretty.
Okay.
And I guess everyone noticed her because of how pretty she was.
All right.
She had black hair, fair skin, and delicate features, which earned her the nickname Black Dahlia, and is supposedly inspired by the film The Blue Dahlia and her preference for wearing black clothing. So that's where they say it pretty much came from, the name.
Okay.
They would know her as the Black Dahlia because she had like dark hair. She was kind of, fair skinned or whatever. And she always dressed, whatever she was wearing, it was all black.
That's kind of Morgana-ish.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't think she was maybe she
goth.
was the first goth.
Yeah. It sounds like a Twilight vampire.
Mhm. Twilight Vampire. I hate Twilight. By
Yeah,
the way.
me too.
So in 1943, when Elizabeth was 19, she moved to Los Angeles with hopes of making it in Hollywood, like a lot of other women who traveled to LA. She hoped to become a film actress. She held various jobs and lived somewhat transient lifestyle, moving between cities in California. She was reportedly trying to break into Hollywood, although there is little evidence that she had any formal acting roles. She was trying to, I guess she'd go on like auditions and stuff like that. Never really got the part. Never did anything. But she was, I guess, trying to say she was an actress.
Okay.
Her life was marked by brief relationships with men, some of whom were in the military, as well as frequent changes of residency. And she also connected back with her father again, which didn't last long. So she was actually able to reconnect with her father after all these years. Found him. She's, the relationship became strained, and Elizabeth left. Elizabeth often lived in cheap hotels, boarding houses, and with friends or acquaintances. So after, I guess, she stayed with her dad.
So she was like a
She
vagrant. She just she's like nomad. That's what she would
Yeah,
do. She
she's
would just
kind of. I mean, she's like a hot hobo.
yeah, or like a
You know?
hippie,
Yeah, yeah,
like a Jenny from Forrest Gump.
yeah. Right. Yeah. So I mean, she was pretty. So all the guys were,
Yeah, you can crash on
hanging
my
out
couch.
there.
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, like yeah, you can crash on my couch.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They would just let her stay there. She connected back with her father. That probably didn't go well, and so then
Back
she
to the
left.
streets.
Right. Yeah. Started, going out and hanging out with whoever would let her crash at their place.
Got it.
Um, So, on the morning of January 15th, 1947, Elizabeth Short's mutilated body was discovered on the block of 3800 Norton Avenue in Los Angeles. Her body was found by a woman walking with her daughter. The scene was gruesome. Elizabeth's body had been severed at the waist. Uh, some say it was like just cut, others say that it was literally like cut in half.
What? Those are
Yeah.
two completely different accounts.
Yeah.
So she was found cut in half or
Yeah.
just velociraptored open. Just
Well,
straight up.
it was I think it was more of the like it was I know when you think of like cut at the waist, like, oh, she was probably sliced right here. Like, no, it was like almost from one side to the other where it was like almost cut in half, and others say that it was like completely cut in half.
Oh my god, dude. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if that makes any sense, I don't know. I'm trying to.
Holy crap. Okay.
Yeah, and imagine the woman. She's walking with her daughter. This is a young girl, and they see this
Uh,
person on the side of the road.
mm.
Um, the body had been drained of all blood, and the body was so pale that she was actually mistaken for a mannequin at first. And the body had been cut with such surgical precision, it left no trauma to any internal organs or even the bone.
So it's like
So,
they ran her through a bandsaw.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you want to look at it like that, like, yeah, they just took her just and didn't cut any of the organs, didn't cut any,
Wow.
you know, whoever whoever did this, right? She had also been slashed from ear to ear, giving her a haunting smile. So
Like a
reports
Joker.
say that they had taken her and cut her this way, cut her just basically like this.
Oh my god.
And she had like what they said was like a haunting smile that when they you look at her, she kind of like the Joker,
Yeah.
you know. It even shocked seasoned investigators at the time. Her arms were placed above her head and her legs were spread apart. There was no blood on the ground, a definite sign that the body had been placed there after she had been murdered. Her murder had hallmarks of both sadism and cold calculation. Some reports say she had cuts and bruises which showed she was tortured before her death or signs of a struggle.
Holy crap.
So, I mean, yeah, so there was it's not like it happened where she was found.
Oh, that's just where they left her body.
Where somebody did it somewhere else, put her there, and the way they placed her, I guess, was on purpose. They didn't just like throw her. They placed her hands over her head. They had her legs spread apart. She had no clothes on, obviously. She was
Wow.
completely no clothes when they found her. So that's why I guess uh, with no blood, she was very, very pale. So whoever was walking thought it was a mannequin at first coming down the street,
Yeah.
and
Jesus.
right. So and then I guess she had signs of like bruises on her arms and stuff, and cuts or something like on her hands. So it was looked like she was probably being tortured, like beaten, and
Wow.
or she was trying to fight back.
Man. Okay. I so she was but okay, so here she was probably drained of all blood off site, right?
Had to have
Like
been.
before the cutting and the near dismemberment happened.
I'm thinking she was. They had her, and they did that to her wherever it was. So it just kind of like everything just kind of like they because they had to drain it somewhere, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
So
Wow.
I'm thinking like and then they picked her up, moved her, you know.
Yeah. I mean that's so she was pretty I mean, yeah, hunted pretty much.
Yeah, it sounds like it. I mean, I don't think it was. I personally don't think it was like a random attack.
No. No, I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all because there was no blood. That means the person not only either bled her dry, but at the same time cleaned up everything. Like
Right.
no dry blood. Like that's a insane feat.
Yeah.
Like just completely just a like a husk of a human being.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, I've said it before. I don't understand how, like, what goes through people's heads when they do stuff like this. It's so weird to me. It's just like
Yeah.
very, very, very strange. This obviously made headlines across the country. It was front page news. The media had dubbed her the Black Dahlia due to her wearing black all the time. Um, so yeah, so that was her nickname before. So they threw it in there. I guess how do you know her? Like, oh, she was the Black Dahlia. Um, yeah, so that's where she like really, unfortunately, this is how she got famous.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because she was trying to make it big. She didn't make anything. She was a hobo. She was just traveling around, a nomad, like you said.
Mhm.
And this is the only way she
That's
got her name. Really got her names in the paper.
so.
Really,
This is her origin story. Unfortunately.
this is how her claim to fame.
Okay.
So 9 days after Short's body was discovered, an envelope was received by the Examiner, which is a newspaper in LA. It was written out using cutout letters clipped from movie ads, and it said, Los Angeles Examiner and other Los Angeles papers. Here is the Dahlia's belongings. Letters to follow. And in the envelope was Elizabeth's social security card, her birth certificate, a couple of photos, and an old address book with some pages missing. And whoever sent this also was smart enough to rub gasoline on these things to remove any fingerprints that might have been on any of the stuff, any of the belongings.
So
Thoughts?
wait. So like a serial killer. So
Well,
okay.
see, that's the thing. Like, is it a serial killer? See, that's the thing that we don't know.
I mean, this is the only one of this nature, like this, right? There's no copycat killers. Like, like for me, that screams someone that's killed before and has thought this thing through. You know,
Right.
like that
Mm-hmm.
screams of psychopath. I mean, no shit. To kill someone else is insane already,
Right.
but to premeditate all this stuff, to have a letter go to the newspaper, right? Like that it just screams like this is his this was his what's it called? Work of art. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he used her to get to paint his masterpiece of a perfect crime. So that's that's crazy, man. I and to have the foresight of knowing that gasoline could ruin fingerprints, you know, that's an extra step. It's kind of
But
extra. Why didn't you use gloves?
do you think maybe that's something that a police officer would have known, or somebody in forensics would have known at the time? Now, remember, this is 1934, but this is a long time ago. Nobody knew about DNA evidence. There's no DNA.
No, no. This is all so fingerprints. Like put the chalk and dust it, right?
Right.
This is still when they marked the bodies out with chalk.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, possibly, I mean, you could. I don't know, man. I don't think so because there's other ways to not leave fingerprints. I feel like if it was a policeman, he would have known just to wear gloves.
But do you think it's something like even gloves? But do you think it's also something that maybe somebody in the department would have done to throw them off and not say like, oh, not suspect a fellow officer or a fellow
Like
person
a
of
kind of like a red herring. Like here it is. No,
yeah,
no cop would ever use gasoline.
right, you're right.
I mean, maybe. I mean, you can't rule anything out. I'm surprised that the glue stuck, especially if you use gasoline. You know, like that's pretty. That's a pretty big. I see. I don't understand. Like that's a weird detail to like
Mm-hmm.
throw in there. That it was gas. It was they used gasoline and left
Yeah, I would think it
no.
would eat away at like the glue or something, or
Yeah,
even like the paper after time.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's how you get. That's like the original goof off is gasoline.
Right.
Like, so I don't know. I don't know, man. That's an odd thing. Because the last thing you ever think about is sending a gasoline smelling envelope in the mail,
Right. Right.
you know?
Well, I guess
So,
back then you could. You could probably send all kinds of stuff in the mail that you can't send now.
yeah, true. True. Um, I don't
Gosh, I
know,
wonder
man.
how many how many envelopes smell like gasoline back then.
Yeah, I mean, you probably a lot because mechanics were probably writing letters too. So
Uh, hey, you know what? Maybe it was a mechanic.
maybe it
Who
was a
knows?
mechanic, man. You never know. You never know. Maybe it was a mechanic with gloves, and they just thought, oh, he used gasoline to to remove the fingerprints. Maybe it was a gas truck driver. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's an interesting detail. I know that in some of these cases you have to overanalyze every detail, but I feel like, is it important? Is it important? I
Is
don't
it? You know
know.
what's important is having a quiet area to record.
Yeah.
That's important.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true too. That'll help. But yeah, gasoline. I don't know. I don't know if that's a detail I would get hung up on, to be honest.
But you know what? That's a good. I mean, I don't know why they didn't try to investigate that more. I don't even know how you'd investigate that more. But I don't even know. Let alone how do you investigate it back in the 30s?
You don't. You
You
don't.
get.
It's like, hey man, this smells like gasoline. Odd. Okay, put that back. that's
We'll write
that,
it in our
that's kind of
report. That's it.
peculiar.
Thanks, Johnson.
Make a note and put it in the file.
Put it in the file with all the rest of the gasoline letters.
Yeah, that'll be great. So,
Oh man.
but you know what though? It's the contents of the letter that are pretty interesting, because what was it? Birth certificate, pictures.
So it's
What
stuff
else?
that apparently she had on her, right? And it's weird because again, back then, I guess maybe you needed,
Maybe.
they, oh, let me see your birth certificate. So you would carry it with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
know. Wasn't born in the 30s.
Yeah.
But she had her social security card. She had a book, her like, a little black book. 2 pages were missing. Okay. So that's a little strange.
Yeah.
What was on those pages? Nobody knows.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Dude.
some
Okay.
photos. So obviously, whoever sent them had to have been with her or done the act and sent them in. Plus, they made that the whole like you know crazy. I'm gonna cut out letters and place a
Oh, like
message.
that Zodiac, the
Yeah,
Zodiac
Dahlia
killer, that
time.
guy.
Yeah, you know all
I,
that weird.
I, there's a lot, but I mean, the Zodiac guy, the Zodiac killer, wasn't even around then, right? 30s.
No, 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 no. I think it was a little later.
Okay. Um,
That was like closer to like 70s.
maybe it's his first. Maybe this is his first appearance.
It just right. Maybe it's his first appearance.
You know. So, but
Yeah,
that's
if you're collecting serial killer cards, yeah, his first appearance was in
yeah, probably maybe a featured killer.
right. Yeah, he had a cameo.
Yeah, a cameo. Um, but no, this is like odd because it's like she was hunted. Do you think it could have been one of her exes living a nomadic lifestyle? I'm pretty sure she left a lot.
Dude, it could have been. I mean, she was. I mean, she was very pretty. So, and I'm sure there was a lot of guys that wanted to be with her, and a lot of guys that couldn't be with her, and probably even more she didn't want. I'm sure maybe someone was jealous, and
Hmm.
one of those. Oh well, if I can't have you, nobody is.
So
I'll show you, bitch.
as 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 far as like this story, did they ever follow up? Did they ever send any more letters in, or was that this it?
Um, I think there was one. Okay, yeah. So, funny you ask. Many there were some letters that were sent to the media and police. One letter that was handwritten said, and I don't know what the fuck the guy's trying to say, but it said, "Turning in Wednesday, January 29. Had my fun with police. Black Dahlia Avenger." But no one can be sure who sent those letters. So
Black.
at one point, somebody sent a letter. I guess they sent other letters that were probably just rambling ons too. But this one said turning this. I don't know. This one was kind of like, what was this all about? Turning in Wednesday, January 29. Had my phone, police. Back Black Dahlia Avenger.
Black Dahlia Avenger. Not
Avenger.
like one word, Avenger, not avenge her.
No, yeah,
Right.
no. Hmm.
Okay. And did anything happen? Like, like, how do you go from the crazy psychopathic serial killer glue every letter together to a handwritten note? Like,
Hey, serial killers, man. They get comfortable. They get cocky.
but technically not a serial killer,
Or well, true,
right?
true.
Just a murderer,
That we
technically.
know again that we know of, right? Like, well, like you said, it has like signs of serial killer, but
Oh,
was
hell
it
yeah.
serial killer? Was it just a one time thing? It definitely wasn't like I don't feel like it was a one time thing. I feel like this person has done something to this extent before,
Did,
maybe.
yeah. Oh, dude, for sure. For sure. Someone that plans this far ahead. Like, you're
Well,
talking
then you
about,
start sending letters to like the police and to the newspaper. So yeah, it's got to be. This can't be like the first time you've done this. You know,
yeah,
that's.
no.
I mean, first time you're like, oh shit, I just killed somebody. What a, you know. I mean, I don't know. Again, I've never told you, but either.
And she was out there in Hollywood, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was her body was found in Hollywood. I wonder if she was killed in Hollywood. I know that sounds stupid, but since she's
No, 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 I mean,
nomadic,
I know what you mean. Like, was she killed in around in the area in Hollywood, or was she killed like I don't know, San
Vegas.
Francisco or something?
Yeah.
I mean, but that the thing is, um, we don't know exactly where she was killed at. She was just in Hollywood trying to make a name for herself, trying to become an actress, trying to do all this stuff. Like what a lot of people do even now to they go to Hollywood trying to be discovered and everything. You
Yeah.
know, and
And
she was around people knew who she was because again she was by all accounts they said that she was stunning. She was pretty. She's beautiful.
but and also she went to a bunch of interview like casting calls,
Oh,
right?
she did a lot of casting
Yeah,
calls. She was
so
around town.
people
And
knew of her.
well, she did kind of stand out also because she did. She always wore black, so everyone noticed like this one lady that would just go around in all black.
Hmm.
Like, who the hell's doing that?
No one.
All right, and
Not during
especially
that
back
time.
then, everybody was probably like, look at me. They probably wore like big hats and like the fur coats and all this diamonds and this one person, like you see a room full of women with all this other crap. This one stands out because she's just wearing all black.
All black.
That's it. Black hair, black dress, just that
That's
there.
and
She would. I mean, I feel like she would kind of stand out.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
probably why people noticed her and recognized her.
So I'm just very intrigued because it's kind of like anything could have happened. And did they have any leads on or the origin? Did they find anything else besides that letter? Like, did they tie anything else to that letter?
They haven't. No,
That it was just
as far as I
random
saw
letter
at
with
the
her
time, like
possessions.
nothing happened. But man, it was yeah. There was a list of people. There's a list of people, the theories and all. So over the years, there have been many suspects and theories, but none have been definitively proven to be the killer or proven to be true.
Hmm.
Some of there have been there are some notable suspects in theories,
Hmm.
which include a lot. I mean, we're gonna get into that too.
Yeah.
That's the next
I
part.
I feel like it's just a very unique story. It's just very rare that this just happens and the police are like scratching their heads. Like, there's no, it like just, I don't know. Maybe the violence of which on which the crime was, um, shocked them so much, and it just froze everything up. Because I mean, how do you go about it? And no one, there's probably no witnesses seeing who dropped her off. I mean, that's odd too. Placing a body that
Ah,
no.
yeah, but that it's funny you say that because that is there's like some the suspects in it. Yeah, you're gonna be kind of like oh shit when you hear some of this stuff and like the another theory which kind of plays into something that we had just talked recently and earlier in the episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
which would be
Okay.
great. All right,
Okay. Cool.
so yeah, I mean
I
that's it.
that's one hell of a story, man. Like, now I'm intrigued, and I hope you guys are too, because we're about to unravel this thing.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned. The second part's coming up.
Boom.
In a world of shadows and hidden truths, we search for answers, we chase the clues. A podcast of enigma.